afternoon. My name is Scott Rudd, the Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看今天的直击美股，我是主持人张叔，在纽约向您问好。周一美股收跌，今天道指是下跌了近100点之多。其实，让我们来看一下上周五和本周一的一个共同点，就是市场交易都非常清淡。究其原因，主要是因为本周我们将会迎来大量的公司公布财报，其中包括了科技巨头苹果和推特，以及像谷歌这样子的一个非常好的公司。因此，在这样一个大量的财报即将公布的一周，在周一的时候，市场稍微的谨慎也是非常可以理解的。而在接下来的几天当中，我们将会迎来很多央行的关于货币政策上面的一个决议，其中包括了日本央行以及美联储。在美联储本月的会议当中，市场虽然并不期待它加息，但是将会密切的关注关于下一步加息的一些线索。好了，更多的消息，让我们来看一下今天的交易员访谈。Hi Scott, your stocks traded lower today as the oil waned on the market, and also this week we are going to have a lot of earnings reported and also the central bank's meetings. So right now, how do you think about the move today, and if we want to hold this upper range momentum, which level should we hold?
Well, it all depends, like you said, which level will we hold, because we could pull back 20, 25 handles and still be considered in a strong tape. It's just a matter of whether that happens.
Yes.
And if you're a trader, can you handle a pullback like that? So we measure levels versus levels. So if you look at the S&P cash, you will see, still well above this 2-year breakout. Okay, so still showing very, very healthy action. Okay, but what traders are having a hard time is where we came from post-Brexit. So, and if you take that out of the way and go from here, we've had a nice move, and the question is, will we hold this upper level where they don't let the bulls in, or even the shorts out, or do we come in and test the 21-day, which would still be deemed strong? So at this point, I'm watching because I'm an active trader and I don't want to get caught with a move down to if we retest 21.35. So at this point, we're above the 8-day moving average. So as long as we stay above this 21.55, I think you should try and be long. And the higher the probability we break above 21.75 to go to 2200. But if we break below this, there will be some people that are stuck from here that chased that might have to make some adjustments or decisions down here. So at this point, we're trying to figure out, will support 1 hold, or will we see support 2, or maybe even support 3, and the market will tell us through this week.
Okay, and today the winning factor is oil. Oil continues to get sold. So is the tape still intact to you?
It's intact, but oil's been kind of on the side. You have stronger sectors and weaker sectors, and oil actually has been a weaker sector for almost 2 years. The same thing with the XLE. And the XLE gave you a small clue that it was lethargic when every other sector out there made a new 2016 high, and this didn't. Okay, it was hovering here, tried to hold in there, but then once oil itself, crude, broke like 46, it started to give way. So I think that this sector is still okay, but it needs to hold this 200-day moving average, which I do think will be a focus, in the next session or so. So let this hold the 200-day, and that might make it easier. But if it starts to, break this trend off the lows, okay, you're going to see some volatility raise here. So this will be an important spot in the next few sessions.
Okay, until last week, we still think tech sector has played very well, even though it's not at its all-time highs. But right now, today, we see some sold out in, for example, in Apple. So tomorrow, we will have earnings reported. Right. So how do you think about it?
I think traders are avoiding. Apple's been broken for like a year and a half. You've had some tactical little trends to the upside above the 8-21-day, but everyone's been like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door. And, Apple has been below the 200-day moving average for quite some time. If you look at the overall chart, Apple has not been leading the market, okay? Ever since this channel was broken to the downside, it's been under pressure. You've had a few small, okay, tradable moves when it took back the 8-21-day here, when it took back the 8-21-day here, but all of a sudden, you had the double top there. So I would think the best case scenario for Apple, best case, okay, is that tomorrow after the close, they miss for the quarter, okay, and basically guide in line, the stock gaps down and reverses, and then everyone starts looking up, towards iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. But for right now, you have a double top in place, and we're a lot closer to the lows than to the highs. So I think we'll have to wait and see. But it would be better for tech if we do get some kind of reversal, and the weakness from this quarter that we're looking at for the iPhone gets priced in.
On the other hand, gold gets sold today, but we have a lot of monetary policies to expect this week. So how do you think about gold?
Well, I think that it was extended and now it's in the midst of its pullback. So again, where does it go? I think the 50-day is pretty important with gold. So if you look here at the GLD, you will see that you still have some room. Okay, you had a big trend when it was above the 8 and 21-day moving average, but look where it came from. So at this point, I think you could get a move to the 50-day, and the 50-day is where it held the last time. So now it's below the 8-day, below the 21-day. So momentum has been lost here in gold. Some think the Fed is actually going to upgrade the economy and could go a little bit quicker. And if they are hawkish at all, you'll see the GLD is probably closer to 123, which is the next spot that there'll be a little rubber match around.
Okay, that's what we have for today.
Yes, and we'll have more every day. Make sure to have your plan together because we are going to get very busy with earnings that start tomorrow, and then you have the Fed, and then you have the BOJ, and we're trying to figure out if we hold higher and continue, or do we get a little bit of a shaking of the tree where we could buy a dip and not be caught. So stay tuned and come back.
像Scott所说的，本周将会有更多的财报发布，希望您继续关注我们的节目。我们明天再见。